I'm just kind of taking this this camera out to do some golden hour shooting. That's what they call it, right? Woo, super bright. I got like a half an hour or something like that. So I'm just gonna take some shots of some woods back here just because it's where I'm at. I was a little bit lazy, I didn't really get out and about like I probably should have. So here I am. But yeah, let's get to it. This is kind of the untrite part of this field back here. Well, I say that, you know, casually. This is just a spot where generally during most times of the year there was always like snakes and stuff. Probably still are, but it's still cold enough outside that they're really not around. I don't really have a wide angle lens, so, and I've got a filter on here and some cheap little Polaroid kit I've got. It's like a circular PL. I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know what that means. Check out this awesome log right here. I'm gonna go a little adventuring here. This whole thing, this tree has been here for a while now, right? The last time I was out here, I used to come out here with a family friend. Well, he was a neighbor out here. He's actually, I think, sort of still a neighbor. And we used to come out here and we would fish for crawdads and all sorts of weird stuff out here. It was, I know, we used to do that a lot. And, you know, as you get older, you kind of, I don't know. You don't really do as much of that stuff anymore, which is kind of sad to admit, but you know what, hey, what better time than right now while I've got some free time. I'm kind of at the end of the road because there's not a whole lot left down here to go without going straight into the water. I just figured I'd come out here and check this out. I think I mentioned in last week's video, if there's a spot around where you live that you just haven't discovered or haven't really like wandered into, obviously be cautious a little bit, you know, you never know what kind of creatures are out wherever you live, but give it a shot, you never know what you might find. So I just had a huge duh AJ moment. I'm like, I'm not even paying attention to the sound. I'm just like, I'm getting used to jumping and pulling up this bigger camera to do stuff. I'm like, what's happening here? There's no sound. So everything I just recorded before I left this Cody's place and just now was basically, unusable because the sound is horrible. I used the wrong cable. I'm using a video micro and I have a cable to adapt it to my smartphone, and I was using that one like a more. Anyways, so I just got back from recording the podcast with Cody Landers Gibson, and we had a good time hanging out. And I always have a good time hanging out and talking as part of the podcast. And I love doing the solo podcast too. This episode's actually going to go up Monday. Today's Thursday. So if you're not listening to the podcast and you have no idea what I'm talking about, My Strange Podcast. It's on like Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. So check it out if you're into podcasts about creativity, musicians, artists, and stuff. I'm trying to get more people on the podcast to talk about their stuff, what they're doing, to kind of promote them a little bit, and get to talk about what makes them interested as creators, and you know, how they go about their process, their lives, them as people. It's a fun time. So I had a great conversation with him tonight, so I'm really excited tomorrow to listen back to it and then get it ready to go live for you on Monday. So I'm enjoying getting back into hat wearing. So I'm going to head inside. I'm going to tuck her up for the night. And thank you guys for watching and listening to the podcast if you are. Definitely subscribe and like wherever so you can get notified when I do more stuff.